This program is brought to you by Great Basin College and is sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.
Welcome to the oral history recording of the Great Basin Indian Archives. We are interviewing elders of the Great Basin. This recording is available to students and researchers at Great Basin College in Elko, Nevada, as well as on the Great Basin Indian Archives website at www.gbcnv.edu/GBIA.
My name's Lester Shaw Jr. I was born in Boise, Idaho, and from my mom, Lester Shaw, and Lillian Thomas Shaw. We're enrolled Paiute, Shoshone Paiutes here on Duck Valley Reservation. I have two sisters, Karen Tomoke and Adrian Whiterock, and one brother, Virgil Shaw, and one deceased brother, Irwin D. Ridley. They are all enrolled here on the Shoshone Paiute Reservation. I went to school here in Hawaii all my life. When I was from first grade to 12th grade. I finished my school in 1961. Younger days when I was growing up here on the reservation. I had my dad and mom and had hay fields down here had to put up all summer, and then we had to learn how to run the equipment like the mowers and the rakes, and we had a buck rake called that. And then them days we had to use horse-drawn mowers and horse-drawn rake and buck rake and. Stack hay, loose hay, stack it up there, and it was all of us had to get out there, to help anyway. Even when you're little, and all the way up till I got into about almost got to high school by then. Before we switched over to tractors and stuff like that, but it's something that we had to do, and I enjoyed doing it, but it was hard work. We all got together. My mom, I worked with my mom. She even went up there to be our cook and stuff to get out in the fields, and we had to move from one field way down to another and clear down to Pleasant Valley. That's where we put up hay last. But then in the springtime, we'd have to get out for branding, ride horses and gather up the cattle, push them out in the range, branding and pushing cows then up on the mountains again, and it was just regular ranch work, but it was pretty tough, hard work. Enjoyed that. During my high school years, I played in the high school band, and I was president of the FFA. I played basketball, football, track, and I was in the rodeo club. We did pretty good in the basketball because we were undefeated my senior year, but we got beat out in our zone tournament by the lowest team. So it just happened that way, I guess. And I'd like to talk about my younger days when I was play in the Indian basketball league. So we had a team here in Hawaii that we travel all over to a different reservation to play in their tournaments, and a lot of our guys they're getting pretty old now. They don't play anymore, but we like to remember that when we win a championship, or I used to like to go to Fort Hall because they always had good tournaments up there, or sometimes just to go up there and play. Just the regular games and participate in tournaments down Schurz and Reno and Elko. We play all over, and up here. Here at home, we used to have about 5 tournaments a year, basketball tournaments. We have young men's and old men's, and then now when we got older, we got an older league, 30 and over. Then now it's 40 and over. Fort Hall, I used to go up there and play in the 30 and 40 and over. Now it goes clear up to 60 and over. This guy's still playing ball. It's a lot of fun, but now I can't do it. Most of us are injured, all insured, but we had fond memories. That was a lot of fun. After our graduation from here, I worked out at Spanish ranch to make money to go to school, and in the fall I went to Haskell Institute in Lawrence, Kansas. I was to study masonry construction, and I was there got out of there in 1963. I worked in Raytown, Missouri as a apprentice bricklayer for 6 months, and then I moved to California. I moved to San Jose, and I couldn't find any work for my trade, so I moved back to Reno. Then I got as an apprentice bricklayer for L.A. Dunson masonry contractor out of Sparks, Nevada. Yeah, I enjoyed working with the older guys there, learning. I did you start doing the dirty job first, like helping the hod carriers carry mud and pack bricks and blocks, and then they taught me quite a bit. A lot of the older bricklayers, got to work with them, and I enjoyed working with them because they got to know them and get friendly with them. And then I was kind of scared first time, because of my race, I guess. But they encouraged me, and that's what I enjoyed, working as a bricklayer. That was the love of my life, that masonry construction, because you finish a job, you look at it, and you can see, hey, I helped build that building, and there's a lot of buildings in Boise that we completed, and I looked at back when I go up there sometime, and I look at that old building we built a long time, like at the University, Boise State University. We worked lots on there, the student union, the dormitories. And when I was young, I started out with $3.65 an hour. It's not even nothing now. It's probably up it's about $25, $26 an hour now, as far as I know. And I don't know. I haven't. It's been a long time, since 1972, since I done any kind of brickwork or block work and stuff. Yeah, it's good though. I got drafted in 1964, July, and I went into the Army. I went to Fort Ord, California. I finished my basic training in Fort Ord, and then I came home on a leave, and then I went to my AIT training in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And I was there for another 8 weeks, and then I got my orders to go to Germany, and there I spent 18 months over there on artillery, as artilleryman. We were on 8-inch howitzers, and then when I was about ready to get out, I re-enlisted and got sent back to the States. When I was about done, and I spent 5 months at Fort Hood, Texas, and then I got orders to go to Vietnam, Republic of Vietnam, and that's when I went to the Vietnam War. I was assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division, Air Mobile, and our base camp was in An Khê, Vietnam. From there, I was out in the field most of the time on different landing zones, and I lasted over there for 5 months until I got wounded on January 3rd, 1968. We come under a hostile mortar attack, rocket attack, and we were about almost ready to get overrun. I got wounded. I knocked out a rocket position with my company, my squad, and then I received the Bronze Star from that for heroism. It was pretty tough over there, and I don't remember getting loaded up on the medevac chopper, and next thing I know, I was in Queen Anne at the hospital there, and then there for a short time, and then I was sent to Japan to see what they could do to fix up my wounds. They couldn't do anything for my jaw right there. My jaw was disappeared. I knocked out, all my teeth, and my left mandible was gone. So they sent me back to the States, to the Letterman General Hospital in San Francisco. There I spent the rest of my tour at the Letterman's. I finally got out. I was home on convalescent leave about 3 times when I was in there, until I had to go back for more surgery, and then I finally got my honorable discharge, and then I came back here home in Hawaii, and I spent about a year just kicking back. I couldn't do much, and I finally I got on as a bricklayer, apprentice bricklayer in Boise, Idaho, and I worked there for the local number 2 bricklayers union until I got my journeyman card for bricklaying. Then I worked there until I decided to go on to school a little bit more, and I went to Idaho State University, Votech, and I got a certificate for furniture maintenance, trying to rebuild furniture and upholstery and stuff. I used it for about maybe 5 months or so. Then I decided I couldn't do that because the pay wasn't too much, but it was worth something I had to fall back on if I needed to. And then from there, I came back here to Hawaii and worked for the GBIA maintenance department. Worked on there for about, I have 10 years there, service as a maintenance worker. I was a laborer first, then I moved up to a maintenance worker, and that I worked for a while. Then I finally worked for the Shoshone Paiute tribes as an instructor for the AIT program. I worked there until I got hired at the Human Development Center as a coordinator and events and building superintendent. Then I worked there and for a short while, and then I also worked for the U.S. Forest Service as a forestry technician in Boise National Forest in Boise, Idaho. And then I transferred to Ruby Mountain Ranger District and with the Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest. After that, I finished there. Then I decided to look for something else, and I found work at the Oahe Community Health Facility as a maintenance mechanic helper, and that's all my work I did so far. Plus, I worked on various ranches, but I didn't count that too much. It was interesting fun, though. Yeah, my last job, that's when I was injured on the job, and I had to take a medical retirement. So now I've been laid up for a while. Can't do much for 16 years now. I was injured in year 2000. Enjoy going to powwows, watching kids play basketball, and just staying home and with my family. Yeah, my wife is deceased, and so I live here. But I have my nephews and whoever come over and visit. I am a member of the American Legion, Post 48, Jack Hanks 48, and I'm adjutant for them, and I belong to the Military Order of Purple Heart and Disabled American Veterans, and I enjoy working with the veterans, keep it going here at home, and I like to go to their meetings, and we keep everything up with our old post was started after World War II with Art Manning and as a commander and stuff. We are down to very many. We had 17 when I first joined. Now we're down to about 10. I was a teacher to teach these young guys around here how to lay blocks so they can. Then they started on building a shop down here that they built with my teaching. They laid the blocks, and all these young kids, younger guys here that learned that trade. But I enjoy teaching them. Yeah, something that fall back. They can fall back if they want to continue. They have to go further up though to get their journeyman's card and stuff for that. There's not very many bricklayers left around here. I don't think. Most of them are either passed on or moved away, and they have to go to town, move to the city mostly to find good work. You know, and as you get in the apprenticeship program, you can start off as a apprentice bricklayer's apprentice or cement finish, or then you have to get indentured with a contractor, and most of them recommend to get into the union so you can go to work. Unless you know somebody that does that kind of work, you can work for him, then work your way on up. Then it's good trade. I like to see these younger people stay with their powwows and their Indian, Native American, the language. They have to try to keep that up because it's a going. We're going to lose it pretty soon if we don't. And there's here at home they have classes for the Shoshone language and on Paiute and to keep it up. And you got to listen to the elders, and they try not to. Because it's kind of getting lost now because they don't listen. Nobody tells you, the younger ones, what's going on with our culture and stuff. It's good to keep that up, and I sure enjoy it. Just watch these younger little ones out there, the peewees from the clear up to the golden age, you know, that are still dancing. It's good to see, and I believe in that eagle staff. You got to watch our eagle feathers and stuff. That we got to keep that sacred and not to abuse it anyway. Yeah, the eagle feathers are the main things I like. That to me, that's what we respect, and to our Mother Earth here on our water and our wild game and the fish in the water, and that's what we survived on when we were little. And we had rabbits and deer and antelope and elk, and just keep up the language. That's what I say. But I just want the younger generation to know that just continue learning your language and listening to the elders up here. What I recommend to the kids, the younger generations now, is to continue your education, but because it's getting pretty hard to get any kind of employment. You got to have education to find any kind of work, you know. Also, if you go off the reservation, it's hard to find work, a job or a decent job anyway. And even here at home, it's hard to get on something like get training or something anyway, so you can have something to fall back on to support your family. And That's what I recommend. I've been through a lot, and I enjoyed every bit of what I did. We've been through hard times and good times, and a lot of fun times, so just think about that. Thank you.
For additional information, or to refer an elder of the Great Basin who may be interested in contributing an oral story for preservation, contact Norm Kavanaugh, Director of GBIA.
Great Basin Indian Archives, brought to you by Great Basin College and sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.